So in another game of Word Bearers versus Death Guard 30K edition, we are playing 2,500 points, and we're going to go through the armies. So here I have my Word Bearers. I have a Centurion with the Chaplain Consul. I have a Diabolist who looks like Leak, but he's just a Diabolist. And I'm running one of the Blade Slaves as a Praetor with a Paragon Blade and Plasma Pistol. He has Artificer Armor and Mastercrafted Single Weapon. And over here I have 5 Ashen Circle. No upgrades other than the Champion over here has Artificer Armor and an Inferno Pistol. Over here, 5 Gal Vorback. The Leader, which is this one right here, has a pair of Lightning Claws and Artificer Armor. They will be rolling up inside of a Land Raider Phobius, which is my 1 heavy support choice. Back here I have a 5-man Melta support squad. They'll be rolling up in a Rhino, which is their dedicated transport. And in the back here we got 20 Tactical Marines with a Sergeant wearing the Legio Vexella and has a Plasma Pistol with Artificer Armor. Over here, 10 more Tactical Marines. And I have a Mara Gal. And I have a Mortis Contemptor with 2 Kiri's Assault Cannons. And that is Word Bearers, 2,500 points. What you got for us today?
Alright, for 2,500 points of Death Guard and HORUS HERESY, we got 2 Land Raider Phobos full of 5 Grave Wardens, with 2 of them have Chain Fists, and 5 Death Shroud, and 1 of them has Rad Grenades. They do not have Melta Bombs because only one model can use a Melta Bomb now. So, additionally, that's a good segue into my Assault Squad. I got 10 Jump Pack Assault Troops over here, being the Sergeant has Artificer, but other than that, they have no power weapons or any Melta Bombs or anything like that. They're going to be Troop Killers. Speaking of troops, I got 2 20-man tack squads, kind of the Death Guard special. So 1 blob right here, 1 blob right here. This one's getting run up the front by Typhus, and he has, of course, a mastery level. I rolled invisibility, so we'll see if the going gets tough, if he can throw invisibility on something, or if he doesn't have enough dice to do it, because it's a Warp Charge 2. He might just go Psychic Screech. Additionally, that captain in there has Melta Bombs, and then for the other tack blob, he has a Melta Bombs and Rad Grenades. And I got 10 Heavy Bolters, and then another squad of 10 Heavy Bolters, which are compulsory troops, so they will be scoring for this objective-based mission here, where you actually get points, 2 victory points for every scoring unit you put in your opponent's deployment zone, and 1 victory point for every denial unit you put in your opponent's deployment zone, which is going to be significant because we have these triangle-shaped deployment zones, which were not only tough for us to fit all of our units into, but tough for us to get at each other, and tough to actually score and get our units into the other guy's triangle. So, should be an interesting game, and we're obviously spearheaded at each other for an interesting turn 1 here.
The mission is Shatter Strike with the Clash of Lines deployment zone. And
2,500 points of Death Guard, let's go.
Word Bearers, turn 1. So, Word Bearers, turn 1. The Word Bearers moved up. They moved up. This guy took some pot shots at this Vindicator and did nothing. And that is the end of Word Bearers, turn 1.
Alright, for Death Guard, turn 1, the Death Guard moved up out of their confining little triangle and got a couple of las cannon pot shots. Actually was lucky enough to blow up the Rhino was there, and also lucky enough to wound some of the guys inside, and Sean had bad luck on saves. So 3 out of 6 died, and that's everything of note that happened. I'm just trying to reposition my stuff. So yep, we're moving on to game turn 2.
Recap of Word Bearers turn 2. Over here, my Diabolist did a Psychic Screech to the Heavy Bolters and killed 4 of them. 5 of them, actually. And then the Contender Pad of Dreadnought shot snap firing into the Heavy Bolters, killed 2 of them. Over here, the Space Marines all around moved up the field. And the Mara Gal has moved up the field and is looking to try to take on this side of the board. And that was the end of Word Bearers turn 2.
Right, and for end of Death Guard turn 2, the Death Guard continued to reposition, trying to get some guys with some visibility around the flank here, and also stay out of charge range from that Margal. The snap firing Land Raider didn't do anything. The Vindicators stripped a couple of hull points off the Margal and stunned him and immobilized that Contemptor over there. Stripped another hull point off the Margal with that Land Raider, and everybody else just moved up, and that was turn 2.
Game turn 2. No, it's game turn 3. I rolled for Action Circle twice. Yeah, so game turn 3. Alright, coming over here. As you see, it's going to be a full game turn. The Margal is gone. The Tactical Marines charged the Diabolist, and they failed to kill him. A lot of the Tactical Marines over here in this squad have been killed through massed amount of fire from the Death Guard. 2 of the Grave Wardens died to Overwatch because the Sergeant and the Praetor have plasma pistols. And over here, these guys have moved up. This guy's still immobilized. And right here, the Land Raider moved up, dumped out its cargo, and they charged into the Tactical Marines. And Will has countercharged me with the Death Shroud. 1 of the Gal Borbacks have died, and a bunch of the 20-man Tactical Marines have been killed by the Gal Borback. So, moving on to game turn 4.
Alright, to recap, game turn 4, the Bears. Got tank shocked over here, attempted a death or glory, 1 guy got ran over. The Death Shroud killed, put 2 wounds on the Gal Borbacks, and they killed 1, and they did not run away. The Ashen Circle deep struck in and took 1 casualty to Death Guard shooting. And the combat over here, the Space Marines saw the Typhus and his unit of TAC Marines run away after they lost another 5 casualties. However, the 1 Grave Warden that did assault in basically saved Callus' life by him not being swept in failed combat. So, looking at the whole board here, it's very likely that neither of us will score any of the objectives which required us to get in our opponent's deployment zone of a little triangle in our side. And it's just going to maybe come down to attrition. So, going on to Word Bearers turn 5.
Oh, the end of game turn 5. Death Guard moved up. He's trying to get over here in this deployment zone so he can get those 2 victory points. I'm going to see if my Praetor can stop him. Over here, the Contemptor Pattern Dreadnought shot and killed a Grave Warden. Or no, that was way long ago. He shot and killed 3 Tactical Marines that were hanging out with Typhus and took a wound off of Typhus. Over here, the Land Raiders. These Land Raiders have done damage to the Ashen Circle, killed 2 of them. This Land Raider has done damage to this Tactical Squad, killed 2 of them. Over here, this Vindicator tried to take out this Land Raider, ended up knocking down Will's own Land Raider, so it's stunned for a turn. And this Land Raider is fine. And the Praetor's Tac Squad has been wiped out by heavy bolters and all of the nonsense and such. So that is the end of game turn 5. Death Guard victory as the Word Bearers lost their juice. And even though we killed most of the Death Guard, the Death Guard came back and killed 3 more units in the last turn. The Contemptor Pattern fell, my Praetor fell, and the Ashen Circle got caught by the Death Shroud. So at the end, the Death Guard had killed 9 units, and the Word Bearers have killed 8 units. Both of us have taken down Warlord, so both of us score. Will scored the attrition secondary victory point, and we both scored Warlord. So it's a Death Guard win, 1-2.
Yeah, nobody got in each other's deployment zone like the entire game. Fun times.
Fun times.